Greetings and welcome everybody to the Jane Live Miracle Medicine on a Thursday. It's always a great pleasure and honor to have everybody here from around the world. I see you here, the usual people. Thank you for your support always. And it's always great to be sharing with people who are really hungry and thirsty for knowledge. And speaking about hungry and thirsty, we're going to be talking about the kidneys and the bladder this evening. And we've already done a 6-part series on the gut health, gut cleansing, gut restoring. And we've also done a 3-part series on lung cleanse and restore as well. These are all posted on the Jane McKenzie YouTube channel. So go there, have a look, feast your appetite on these wonderful detoxification organs that we have in our body. So it's lungs, gut, kidneys, liver, and skin, mainly. And I'm going to be finishing the series of the detox. So thanks for joining me. Some people have done the lung cleanse already. Others have joined in and done the gut cleanse already. So now is the time for the kidney. And remember that most of these organs are related to emotions. The lungs would be related to sadness, the kidney to fear. Sometimes the fear is known, sometimes it's of an unknown origin. So we always want to be aware of the physiological anatomy part of the kidney and what it's doing for the body, and also then the emotion that's attached to it, because we all know by now from all my presentations that emotions do play out in the physical. So we're going to have a really good evening, and I'm going to be talking about the balancing act, the two kidneys, balancing our positivity and our negativity, and detoxifying the wastes, the urea, and we'll talk about blood urea building up in the blood. Bad news, toxicity makes the blood thick as well. All the parasites grow. We'll be talking about uric acid building up. We'll talk about urobilinogen, the immune show, which is already loaded on the YouTube channel. So you can go and see that one, and each one will link into the next. So on that YouTube channel, just like and comment and subscribe, because then you will get everything immediately. You won't be having to wait for things. And those of you who register will also get the replay immediately. So lots of hugs to you all too. So okay, so here we are live again, looking at bringing in maximum life force into the body. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about electrons, it's about chi, prana, as I said, life force, electron spin, our vortex, our scalar wave, our vortex, golden mean coming up and the golden mean coming down, and this beautiful scalar wave protecting our scalar wave. We wear our time crystal, giving us 24/7 potentiated, enhanced protection of our scalar wave from not only physical toxins, EMF, radiation, but emotional toxins as well. And at the same time repairing us, because it allows us to go backward in time through retrocausality, it's called, the big word, and restore, repair, dot the I's, cross the T's regarding events and incidences and life experiences, our trials in the past, and then through premonitions into the future, where we foresee certain things and we can come back to the present and we can shape it and also manifest. So very important that the body is in a homeostasis, is in a dynamic equilibrium, ready to move, operate, ward off infections, have a nice strong immunity, a strong army there, our white blood cells, also our beneficial bacteria, fungi and yeasts, and remembering that the white blood cells, red blood cells, etc., are produced by the bone marrow, and the kidney will instruct the bone. Everything's interlinked, you see, nothing's really out there on its own. And the kidneys are just below under and below the rib cage at the back. And the adrenal glands sit on top of the kidneys, and often back pain can be misdiagnosed for thoracic or lumbar pain, or in addition to, because a lot of emotion is stored in the lower back, deep, dark emotions we really want to hide away is in the back, causing lots of pain. And most often it's neuromuscular, by the way. And then at the same time, if we've got fear, it really causes quite a spasm in the lower back. Very, very sore. And also very sore would be kidney stones. So I'll talk about all of that and the causes and that in a moment. And yeah, we want to be moving to wellness and health and making sure that we are hydrated, that our water balance is balanced by the kidneys. We need to drink about 2 to 3 liters of water a day. And remember that because of the balance of the kidneys, they're keeping our emotions in balance and allowing us to excrete as waste the negativity. So don't hold the urine in. Go and let the urine out. Seriously, I think we need to go about once every 3 hours. But of course, if you're drinking big glasses like this, then you're going to be going a little bit more often. Always a good idea to put a bit of lemon in your water and a little bit of Himalayan salt to give the water a charge, so that from an osmosis point of view, we will absorb the water into the body. Otherwise, what happens is plain water, for example, reverse osmosis water, will pull the minerals out. A water activator, which is connected to my mains, which is a cylinder. And I'm happy to share the contacts on that. You can just WhatsApp me. And it's got volcanic rock dust, it's got orgonite, it's got rose quartz, it's got magnets at the top and the bottom, and spirals as the water comes out. And this restructures the water. All the triangles get put back together in place. Any harmful matter is broken down into subatomic particles rendered inactive. And also the Spiralex will remove the memory of the water, because water will also store emotions. And when we recycle water, it's obviously stored. And any things that are very difficult to remove, for example, drugs and so on, hormones, those particles will be broken down into subatomic particles and rendered inactive. So I really like it, and it's got a density very similar to spring water. So spring water is almost oily. If you hold it in your mouth, you will feel it's almost oily. And if you do this with the glass, the spring water is less likely to fall out of the glass. It stays in the glass because of its density. So that's always the gold standard. pH 7.4. Our blood is 7.42. All right, and water is, it's critical. A lot of the water filters will produce an acid water, what is the point of an acid water? Our body has to restructure that and make us alkaline, and it's just going to have a damaging effect on our pH. So we don't want to be drinking acid water. Always read the back. If they say it's spring water and the pH is 8, it's not. Can't be. Not possible. Tap water is usually about 8, slightly alkaline. But proper spring water is always 7.4, and you can buy a little pH meter online, and you can test your water and have a lot of fun. So water is one of my real water. And you take a few drops of oil and you put it into each, and you mix it up. Guess what? The spring water dissolves the oil, and the oil doesn't jump back into its globular form. It actually makes the oil water soluble. So spring water makes the oil water soluble. The activated water of mine will also, slightly less, but almost exactly the same as the spring water. Alkaline water, it will appear to dissolve it, and then the oil globules appear back. Tap water won't do it. It stays in the globular form. So that just gives you an indication. If you're wanting to dissolve the oil in your body, drink spring water. Spring water in itself is a detox. And we've done many experiments with people. Over a 2-week period, I gave people all 4 different options in water: the spring, the activated, the alkaline, and the normal tap water. And actually every single person detoxed in the first week, felt terrible. And then in the second week, suddenly became alive. The spring came back into people's, in the walk. They walked in because they came in for assessments. I did all the body readings, and they were much happier, much more alive. So we must drink. If you've only got tap water, what you're going to do, you're going to get two tumblers of water. Okay, and you're going to pour from the one into the other one, and you're going to create a vortex, and then you're going to pour into the other one, and you're going to pour the water into the other one and the other one. You're going to do that for about 4 or 5 minutes, and your also water retains a memory. It knows what you're thinking, so you will think love. And I refer to a motto here, and a couple of seconds, and it structured that water for you. And I was kind enough to get some photographs, which I'm going to show you a little bit later because I forgot about this actually. So one of our clients gave us. I'm just going to get it here quickly and put it onto our screen in a moment. And he put 2 onions into water, two containers of water. One was on this, far away from each other, at least 2 meters away. And I want to show you the difference in the onion after 2 weeks. So that goes to show you what I'm going to show you now, what activated water will do. Let me just see if I can bring this in quickly. Let me just pull it up, and then otherwise we'll be coming back to it and so on. Let's just get here. So this is Alphonse who gave us this. And now let me go back here. Let me share the screen. All right. So there are 2 onions. This onion here was put on the water structuring mat, and this one wasn't. 2 weeks later, can you see the difference? And this was Alphonse, one of our group members who did this for us. I find that absolutely amazing. So imagine what it will do for you. Cool, hey? I want to see your comments. I think that's brilliant. So there's a lot of merit in what I'm saying. And if we're treating our body as our temple, as gold, we want to put gold into our mouth all the time, and preferably breathe the golden air into every single cell of our body and every organ and every tissue and every system. Very, very important. So, I'll go and get spring water when I can. And I also drink the copper water. So I always have copper water with me too. Why? Because it alkalinizes the water naturally. It calms the water. It removes the memory of the water. And it's bactericidal. It's fungicidal. In fact, the surgeons used to operate on copper sheets because of the effect in sterilizing, the effect in killing organisms and pathogens and so on. It kept the table clean. So, that's it. I drink my activated water, and, it is the fountain of life. So very, very important. And the kidneys are one that are regulating this water, but mineral balance. Okay. They're also balancing acid and alkalinity of the blood. Very important. And also, if there's an overabundance of negativity and feelings which are hard to express, you're going to get kidney problems. And especially if you're feeling individually or threatened, or your independence is threatened, you're also going to have urinary tract infections. If there's relationship problems, definitely head towards a urinary tract infection. So, it's all telling, and as I said, a lot of fear. So let's see here, our opening page. We're going to talk about the 30-day detox as well. Very easy. We've got some products there. There's our usual detox combo. So when all else fails, resort to this, because this one works. They all work, but just to say. So that's those 2 there. We're going to get to that a little bit later. All right, and then let's go along here. The renal system, just to put it into perspective, we've got the left and the right kidney. We've got the adrenal gland sitting on the top. We've got the ureter, the urethra, and the bladder. And here's more of a diagrammatic sketch. And you can see here, it's important just to have a look at all of this, because we're going to be talking about, the urethra, the bladder, the left and the right kidneys, and inside there, and loop of Henle and so on. From an anatomy point of view, here we have the arteries and the vein, arteries to the kidney, vein from the kidneys, and the renal system has its own kidney supply. And this is where the kidneys get blocked, in these filtration little, the buds, if you like, in these filtration areas. And this is where you get embedded calcium, stones. And in the bladder, you will get what they call is gravel, bladder gravel. It looks literally like little stones. And then I showed this the other day too. Here are the kidney stones, and I'll go and get this little bottle and show you. And here's polycystic kidneys, cysts in the kidneys. Some people function quite okay even with just one kidney, but you can see the complete distortion here, and the not able to detox. We can't have urea build up. Urea is a waste. And it's a sign of kidneys failing. People needing to go on dialysis. So, okay, fine. Let's have a look now at these common problems. And you see it from here. We're looking at urinary tract, kidney stones. I'm just gonna go through each one of these with you as well. Let me just get the slide up here. So urinary tract infections, or commonly known as UTIs, are when the urine gets infected. So that can come from the body itself, or otherwise resident pathogens and parasites inside the kidney, or the urinary tract for that matter. One of the big common ones is Bilharzia schistosomiasis. And the story goes, you get it from playing in dirty water. In fact, you get it from beef, from meat. And it's a really, really ugly looking organism, and often causes a lot of kidney and bladder pain, especially bladder. And as soon as we remove that, the pain goes, inflammation goes, and people are back and healed and well again. So that's a very common one too. Urinary tract infections, acidity in the kidneys, uric acid buildup will also cause and encourage infections to grow and parasites. So we want to always be alkaline. And one of the things we use for uric acid buildup is zeolite. We use a lot of zeolite for that because it's not alkalinizing on the stomach, first of all. And secondly, it will grab the uric acid before it gets reabsorbed back into the body, which is very useful in gouty patients. And then, as I said, brings the acidity down. It will also go and, through magnetism, magnetize out the wrongly charged particles in the body, and heavy metals, parasites, and all the environmental and chemical toxins. And zeolite will also ward off radiation. So I love it. It's paramagnetic volcanic rock dust, basically, as natural as anything. We put it on our gardens for our plants to absorb. So then we eat the calcium, magnesium, potassium, all the minerals in the volcanic rock dust, which is in an inorganic form, not ready for us to absorb. So we don't consume zeolite or rock dust for it to feed us, because it doesn't get absorbed. It lies in the gastrointestinal tract and detoxifies us. But for plants, they will absorb it and they will convert it into organic minerals for us to absorb and eat. So in any case, that's very important, the zeolite. And I mean, getting back to our infections, we will use our for example, the kidney cleanse and restore, to flush out the kidneys and the bladder. We will use the RNA DNA replica product to repair the kidneys, especially if there's been stones and damage and parasites eating away the tissue and the cells. We will use digestive enzymes if necessary, also to clean and thin the blood and to remove protein. So protein buildup is a very big problem, and you get this with ineffective protein enzyme release in the gastrointestinal tract, and then the liver having difficulty metabolizing the protein, and then of course it loads up in the kidneys. So enzymes will remove that, and the replica RNA DNA will help that as well, because it contains mRNA, which is necessary for protein metabolism. Very, very important, not only for the nuclear proteins, uracil, guanine, thymine, cytosine, adenine, but also for, what I've just said in terms of protein digestion. So we've got our ways to get protein out. We've got our way to get the stones out, which we use Chancapiedra for. And I've also got a decalcification flush. And normally with parasites, you get low collagen levels because they eat all the collagen, and you'll also get a low vitamin K. So the microbiome reset will build vitamin B and K. And then the other products will then reduce the protein digestion. So everything we have works together. And the decalcification flush with MSM, ascorbic acid, lemon juice will make collagen. So that decalcification flush is incredibly important. I'll show you just now in terms of decalcifying not only the stones in the kidney, but the gallbladder, the plaque on the vessels, the plaque in the brain, and also the calcification in the prostate. So if you, and the calcification on the bones, if you get calcification, it's going to be everywhere. You get lime scale in a kettle, you get it everywhere. You don't only get it in one part of the kettle, for example. So, and then benign prostatic hyperplasia, when you get swelling, we see this very, very common. So we will get calcification, we'll get hyperplasia, and we will also get, inflammation of the prostate. So often leading to the prostate cancer itself. So we don't want to leave it. In the middle of any cancer is a parasite. Every single time, not maybe. And they are vicious parasites, not detectable by our normal immune system. So that's why we need the replica RNA DNA as well, because this boosts, the replica RNA DNA will boost the immune system, say, hey, wake up. There's some funny other parasites here. They're cell wall deficient. Go and find them. A Lyme spirochete, a rickettsia, a mycoplasma, any GM type of organism. The replica RNA will wake up the immune system to go and find it. The para-immune defense is our herbal answer, 7 top antifungal, antibacterial, anti-yeast herbs. Will go to the site and they will kill them. The enzymes will dissolve the biofilm that these parasites live in. So will the triphala, which we have also. All of these are on the 365 Healthy by Choice website. We'll dissolve the biofilm, and then the herbal products will kill the parasites, as well as will the Ormus Gold and the Cell Vitality Oxyminerals and the DMSO. All right. So, and the beneficial organisms in the microbiome reset will be called to the area 2 in the form, opportunistic form, because they will shapeshift from the friendly to the opportunistic form, and they will also go and defend the body at the site. So you have to have a probiotic. Okay, so that's, I mean, a whole topic on its own, but you can see that the way I've put it together is completely geared towards potentiation of the products and maximized ability of the innate ability of the body to heal, to kick in. And just using the nature-made products, plant-based, quantum spin, nutrient-dense products, and using the intelligence of nature, the body's innate intelligence to heal. And quite honestly, we don't need to have 3-month, 12-month prescriptions. Come back, see you in 3 months. No, sorry, there isn't enough time for that. And as we detox on the physical, the emotions relieve too. And as we detox emotions, we do emotional work, very important. We do a lot of family constellations. We do lots of solving of problems, unresolved issues, childhood issues. And as those resolve, the physical improves too. So something like an acupuncture that we do will work together. It's non-verbal, physical and emotional. The quantum skio eductor QUEXED with the software, the world's largest medical software platform, works again holistically with the subconscious of the body. And I'm going to share with you somewhere down the line, but definitely today we've had medical breakthrough in 2.5 weeks regarding a cancer patient, and it's been incredible because we worked holistically as a team. And wow, we do have to do this as an individual case study, and I will share it with you. So we got all the organs of the body speaking to each other, all the emotions shifting out, and the family involved, and everything. Just we allowed the universe to play, could conduct the orchestra. Can I put it that way? We put in effort. The universe came in and played the orchestra for us better than anyone could ever have written it, better than any story. It just all happened according to plan. The right people in the right time. And I always say I just need a willing patient. That's all it takes. And that part's difficult for me to do for you because I'm not you, and I'm not living your continuum, But I think through our positivity, you want to know it's better. Not only feel it, not only we have researched it, but you want to actually be able to feel better too. So it's all about evidence-based medicine. So back to these common diseases and problems. A lot of the ureter, prostate problems are due to also the vaccination, childhood vaccination. I know people who are on urine bags, based on too much of the vaccination. It kind of drops into the testicles, into that whole area. And it generally is, it's one of the big toxicity problems there, and heavy metals and so on. It's all about gravity. So it tends to go there as well. So we never, ever rule out heavy metals, environmental toxins, uranium, plutonium, radon, all those nuclear reactive toxins. Stress, urinary incontinence. Well, that again, we always talk about stress as being 95% of any disease. And that's true. So when we stressed, just remember, and this is really key as well, we've talked before about this, we have the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. They need to be balanced. The sympathetic nervous system is there for fight or flight when the lion chases us. We need the adrenaline to pump, we need the cortisol to pump, and we need the oxygen in the limbs, and we need to run and climb that tree or whatever we're going to do. When you're doing that 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, that adrenaline and that cortisol pumps, hits on the cell all the time and weakens the immunity and damages us. And it's a toxic, they're toxic chemicals and acidic and all the rest of it. That means then if the sympathetic is up here, the parasympathetic system is down. This system is for digestion, elimination, circulation, and all the involuntary functions, which don't happen. So elimination is not only in through the stomach, the rectum, and so on, food waste, but it's also kidney waste. So when you have so much stress, then you're not able to release the urine properly. Sometimes little children will go through periods where they're weeing all the time, but hardly weeing, and adults too. And it's stressful times, and it can also be infections as well. Candida, rod-shaped bacteria, GM parasites, and so on. So very important to keep the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems in balance. And it's up to us to relax, to take time to relax, to switch off, to meditate, to hear the inner voice, to get our direction. I'm not sure what happened there. I think I pressed one of the buttons here. I was getting carried away. Sorry about that. All right. So I was saying, take time to relax. It's so, so, so important. Get on the ground, bare feet. Let the earth charge you. Let the electrons from the earth come in and charge you. Breathe deeply. The kidneys, they're an organ of water. They're also an organ of air. Those children that get croup, they give them cortisone because it opens up the kidneys, and the air can come through the passageways. It's really simple. Totally linked to the lungs, the kidneys. Kidney problem, lung problem. So that all goes together. So very important to... I was going to have to bring that presentation through again. Sorry. Let's get it. Over there. Okay, so that's going to come through now. I really don't know what I did. Sorry about that. Okay, so the slideshow is going to come through now. All right, it's going to just be coming through. So we've talked now about infections in the kidneys and bladder. We've talked about the prostate. We can talk about the calcification, which is the chunkopoedra and the decalcification flush, and that will be protein. Let me just cancel that one. And let me get it through again. Sorry about this. I thought I had it there. Nope, there, that one. My ending looked the same. So fat around the kidney stones, protein buildup, infections. So how are we going to flush these kidneys, and what are we going to do that? It's going to come through right now. I'm going to show you some products, and to take good care of our kidneys always. We always say smile at the kidneys, smile at your organ, and the organ will smile back, and in that way we can enliven it and bring the life force back and the energy back. Because most diseases are lack of oxygen and the life force leaving, especially the degenerative diseases. All right, so here we are again. So stress, urinary incontinence, overactive bladder, that's going to be due to infection, stress, and definitely emotion. So incontinence is definitely emotion. Bedwetting, with boys, it's generally a dad issue. Erectile dysfunction, that can be blood pressure, oxygen, infection, fear, stress. So, one of the potentiated side effects of detoxifying, cleansing the kidney and the bladder, getting the oxygen flow, improving circulation, will alleviate and normalize and balance sexual function. And other ones, vaginal prolapse. It's also part of kidney bladder, this sort of area we're speaking about as well, that would require exercises and also require oxygen to start help repairing the muscles. Cancers I spoke about quite a bit too. And with cancers, you have to get the parasites out and the heavy metals and toxins. It's just the number one. It's just key. The body eventually gives up. And these organisms take over. They have their own blood system, their own blood supply. That's what makes it very difficult to get through to the cancers. And in the same way as we break the biofilm with the parasite itself, we would look at the same products for treating cancers. The enzymes, the triphala, the RNA, DNA, Parimmune, oxygen, DMSO, Ormus Gold, Microbiome Reset, Flaxseed Oil, those things, and prostatitis. Okay, so let me show you some products. Please put your questions in the chat so I can answer them. All right, so this kidney cleanse is our main kidney cleanse and bladder restore. So here I'm just going to show you some of the products that we've put in there. It's a bottle of 60 capsules, 500 milligrams, really large. There's not one filler or binder. Remember, 365 Healthy by Choice products are pure, natural, unique, nature-made, plant-based, quantum-based, exactly as nature intended. So we have the Chancapedra there for the protein buildup and stones. Reishi mushroom and cordyceps, but reishi mushroom looks just like a kidney and will definitely restore and heal kidneys and heart and brain, but it's in their cordyceps as well. It brings in lots of oxygen, and also cordyceps is for the lung, to heal the lungs. So showing again the affinity that cordyceps will have for kidneys and lungs. Stinging nettle, dandelion, parsley, all of these will be detoxifying the kidneys. Horsetail provides a structure to the kidneys. Silica, and especially with urinary incontinence and bedwetting and bladder problems, provide structure and strength to the cells of the bladder. So it's very important. Silica in the horsetail. It's a very strong upright plant. Ginger, pomegranate, very important herbs. MSM, that will be slightly for detox, the sulfur. Citrus bioflavonoids, antioxidants to clear free radicals. Spirulina to heal and cleanse the kidneys. And there you have mucuna bean. Now, mucuna bean or mucuna pruriens is a bean, and you find it in the forest intertwined with the raw cacao plant. And so it's the stimulant and the anti-stimulant working together there. But it is L-dopamine, mucuna bean, and for warding fear off from the kidney. It works beautifully. It's an adaptogenic herb. People who are breastfeeding, for libido, for muscle builders, and for stress. So mucuna is beautiful on its own and also in this product. And then the bee pollen also for cleansing the kidneys and also air. So that's our kidney cleanse. 1 month and the kidneys cleaned. Except of course if it's really, really bad, someone coming off dialysis, maybe you might do a second month of cleaning. So we put together our kidney and bladder cleanse and restore box with the Chancapedra on its own for stones, the kidney cleanse itself, the replica RNA DNA I spoke to you about, and then the medicinal mushrooms, which has got the cordyceps, the reishi, and everything in it. So that's a wonderful cleanse and restore. And there's a nice saving there of about $40, of about 200 or 300 Rand there as well. And then there's our usual detox and cleanse. So you can add this to that as well. This is really good value for money because you've got a cell oxygen there, you've got a flaxseed oil, and you've got a microbiome reset. So, this is going to be very, what they call it normally, broad spectrum. It's going to fix a lot of things emotionally, build immunity, and clear parasites, rebuild the tissue and the bladder for you. So that's our detox. And those of you who want to get it, it's available on the website. And you just have to search kidney at the top, and then you'll search detox kit for that one. So that's great for those who want to get going. And here's some more of the products that are usual products that we use. And, from a food source, we'll have the stress defense shield. It's also got the microbiome, the medicinal mushrooms in it. It's got the algae in it. It's got adaptogenic herbs. It's got schizandra berry for the liver, and so on and so on and so on. And this one will feed us the proteins, the long chain sugars, minerals, vitamins, phytosterols. That's our go-to. There's our RNA. There's our stem cells, cordyceps, lion's mane, blue-green algae, royal jelly, foti. It's a great food. Other foods, medicinal mushroom mix, algae mix, bee mix. So we've got all the foods here. You can choose. And then the microbiome reset I talked about, over 80 to 120 live strains. Most products, the most you can get is 12, and that product's in the fridge, and you need to consume it half an hour before you eat. Otherwise, they won't have come out of their dormant phase and have multiplied by the time you eat. So just to say, the microbiome reset is alive. It will not go in the fridge because they'll die. It goes in a dark cupboard. So, and then the Almost Gold, which is our alchemical product, gold, silver, copper, nickel, cobalt, platinum, ruthenium, etc. All the platinum precious metal solids. Conductive metals. Precious conductive metals. They are the metals that put the light bulb on. They will put your light bulb on first. So minerals always comes first. So patients never really leave the practice without these two, without a flaxseed oil, without an oxygen, a DMSO, and some sort of a food. And so those sort of 5-6 products are our staple. And the innate potential of the body knows where to take these. The stem cells are good because stem cell activators, because they will then help the body, the bone marrow, produce a stem cell which will morph into any one of the cells of our body. So that's sort of our stable of products. We've got lots. I've mentioned trifla, I've mentioned enzymes, and here some of them are. There's the macuna bean, there's the enzymes. Here's the cleanse I talked to you about. MSM, ascorbic acid, and lemon juice will make collagen for you. So critical. I've just said about when the parasites set in, they eat and finish up the collagen. And that's detrimental to immunity and also the strength of the body and the tissues and so on. So it's not only cleaning out the calcium, it's also building collagen. That's a win, and price-wise too. And there's our time crystals, $5.45 on the website. And if you haven't got yours now, I suggest you get one, because this scalar wave protection is priceless. To be protected 24/7 against toxins and emotions is huge. And we've got loads of testimonials on the website. Search in time crystal, and you will get videos, you will get testimonies, you will get information on what a time crystal is, what a piezoelectric time crystal is. It's a battery with a 300 to 400 life. What do you think is in our pineal gland? Piezoelectric batteries. Our whole body is full of piezoelectric batteries. Our battery needs to be charged. So apart from Almost Gold, with the platinum precious metal minerals, which are superconductors of electricity to charge us, the piezoelectric time crystal is charging us 24/7. You don't have to do anything. You're charged permanently. And 6 out of 7 people are walking around with adrenal failure, adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, because the battery's not charged. In other words, they're walking around with a cell phone battery 10% charge. That's not health. That's illness. That's low life force. The life force is going. The minute the life force goes from an area of cells, tissues, organs, that's cancer, that's degeneration, because it's dead. The charge is gone. When you allow the parasites to accumulate like that and eat away the tissue, wherever, breast, prostate, ovaries, stomach, that's when you start getting degeneration setting in. We have to be preventative always. That's what I say. 365 days a year, we have a choice, literally. And choose wisely, because then you can think clearly and live productively. And that's what our aim, because then we can live our purpose fearlessly, in an inspired way, in an imaginative way, and make those clever, intelligent decisions. And this scalar wave time crystal is a huge adjunct to the toolkit of the 365 Healthy by Choice. So there's the shop details. There's the WhatsApp. If you want to, direct message me, you can get me on that. And all the products are there as well. So that just gives us part 1 of, common diseases, and, the causes being the usual suspects. It's the cause of the deterioration of any organ, any tissues, any cells. We've got to get the oxygen there. We've got to get the food there. And, the emotion that's playing out removed as well. So more on that next week. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Those of you who buy the 30-day detox for the kidneys, you will notice, freedom in the back area. You will notice more energy because the kidneys are recharging, the adrenals are recharging. Those of you who buy the time crystal, undoubtedly you can't miss it because the whole body readjusts. You can actually literally feel it energetically. And then we start living fearlessly with courage, because of course the opposite of fear is courage. So the more effectively the kidneys remove negative emotions and waste and pollutants in the body, the more courage we will have.